Hey everyone, welcome to the Let's Talk Watch Along show. And today we're going to be watching along the SummerSlam 2023 live from Detroit, Michigan, the Motor City. Really excited about this. Obviously, we're a movie review show mostly, talk physical media, all things like that. But I'm also a huge wrestling fan, always was when I was growing up. It was one of my favorite things in the world for a long time. It was probably my favorite thing in the world from like 1999 through like 2003. So I really love wrestling. I always have been a huge WWE fan. I caught the tail end of the Monday Night War. You guys got to calm down. Caught the tail end of the Monday Night War. I was just a big WWE guy from the beginning, doing the sucking stuff at school. What's up, Kevin? What's up, Freddie? Glad you guys can make it. Very excited for the show. Can't wait for it. I'm going to give you guys my predictions, actually, because I thought about this long and hard. So right off the top, Cody versus Brock 3. You got to put Cody over, right? How do you not? That's how you cement a star, and then maybe you put him on that trajectory to WrestleMania 40. And then after that, I think Shayna's going over Ronda. There's those rumors that Ronda's leaving WWE and retiring. I don't know if she's retiring permanently, but her best friend is Shayna. I could see her putting Shayna over. Gunther over Drew McIntyre. That might be a little bit, Drew McIntyre just came back. Usually he wouldn't lose, but Gunther could beat the Honky Tonk Man's Intercontinental Championship record. So I think that he ends up winning that match. It's sitting right there. Honky Tonk Man's been the champion, the longest reigning champion since the 1980s. And he was doing that a lot by cheating, while Gunther's doing it by just kicking everyone's ass. So I'm really excited to see what he does. Kevin L said, have you seen Talk to Me yet? No, I wanted to go see that this weekend. I just couldn't. I'm probably going to see it this week, maybe on Wednesday or Thursday after my shift at work. So hopefully I can see it this week. I've heard just great things about that. A24 putting that out. Only for $4 million too, that movie was made. Those guys were YouTubers, and they ended up putting a movie out. That's like the coolest thing. So I'm really happy for them. I'm really glad to see that movie had the second biggest A24 opening ever at $10 million, already a profit. So you like to see that. And I'm very curious about it because the premise seems so simple, but all the reviews are just so good for it. I can't wait to check it out. When will you get the Blu-ray collection video? I haven't started editing it yet. I started editing me and Shamrock's Batman 89 video. Once that's done, that's when I'll start doing the Blu-ray collection video. It's all filmed though and ready to go. Telling Freddie Sanchez, Jay or Roman. Now, I've been going back and forth on this because if Roman wins, who beats him? Do you wait and have build Cody back up and have him beat him, or do you have Solo built up? Because if Jay doesn't win, Jay doesn't get another chance. So I got to go with Roman. That's like the smart decision. I want to see Jay win, though. That would be my choice. Is Jey Uso to go over. I think that cements him, and I want him to be the new tribal chief. So I think he's going to end up going over. But we'll have to wait and see. Roman is the safe choice, but he's already eclipsed 1,000 days. You don't need to keep pushing him. Push Jay. Jay could be another main event star, and you want to see it. I expect some shenanigans, though, with Jimmy Uso and Solo in this match. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Did my audio just go out? Oh, that's why. Sorry about that, guys. I forgot that the mic turns off. And then we got Kevin asking, top 3 Western wrestlers turned actors. Obviously, telling Fred you said Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper is a number 1. I'm going to go Batista is number 1 already for me. I just think that he's just a good, straightforward actor. I would say even John Cena might be number 2, and then you got to put The Rock at 3. Roddy just wasn't in enough, but Roddy has one of the most iconic roles, and They Live. The Rock, I've never thought was a great actor. He's got that natural charisma and charm, but I don't think he's the greatest actor. He is one of the most entertaining wrestlers of all time, and it looks like LA Knight is going to be the second coming of that, but I just can't put The Rock at number 1 anymore because when he goes to carry a movie by himself, he's not that great. Look at what happened with Black Adam, and he kind of had to go crawling back to the Fast and Furious franchise, and you hate to see that. John Cena, I used to not think was going to be the greatest of actors. I was so skeptical about him, and he has surprised me. He's found his groove. He's found his groove when it comes to comedy. He's perfect in that, like Peacemaker. That's gonna be his defining character as an actor is Peacemaker. He found it in the Suicide Squad movie, and then the show itself, and then I saw him pop up in Barbie, a small role, but he's not arrogant. He's like seems like he's a very humble guy, and he's not afraid to like point the finger at himself and laugh at himself. And I think that's going to take him far. But Batista is definitely the best. After seeing Knock at the Cabin, the guy could just act. He's just a phenomenal actor. What do you guys think of this guy, Logan Paul? Never watched him on YouTube. I've never watched or his brother Paul, Jake Paul. Never was into the two of them. I don't know even what their YouTube channels are about. I've just heard that they're terrible people, but I don't really know for sure, to be honest with you guys. So I only really know him from this feud here with Ricochet. And I got to be honest, Logan Paul is definitely winning this match because he's lost his last four. So Ricochet is protected no matter what, just because of the moves he does. But Logan Paul is definitely winning this match 110%. I just hope it's a good match, and it should be a great match, actually. Logan Paul, one thing you could say about him is he takes the wrestling portion of this very, very seriously, and I'm sure he's going to be doing that again here. I got a little bit more of gin again this time for the live stream. Figured Saturday night, the feeling's right, watching some WWE, and, pour myself a drink. I don't know if you guys are having a little bit tonight or just watching the show, and that's it. What do you guys think of the top? Do you guys put Batista at number one, or you guys go with somebody different? Now, one thing that I got to point out about like this SummerSlam setup here, they're in Detroit. They were here in WrestleMania 23. And you guys remember the huge set that they had for that? That was John Cena versus Shawn Michaels in the main event that year. But the best match was Batista versus The Undertaker. And they just got no set for this year. They're just kind of doing the walk out of the stage like it's the late 90s again. Tell him Freddie just said, I'm having some beer. Faith Williams is here. Hey, guys. And I'll let her fool you. She's in the other room. She doesn't want to watch along. She's just jumping in the chat. Who do you guys think's winning the women's title? I think Asuka retains the title. I was gonna say Ahsoka for some reason. Is Faith a big wrestling fan? She took me to WrestleMania 29 at MetLife Stadium, actually. I think, grew up with wrestling a little bit. She was a big The Rock fan. She was a big Triple H fan. She had remember the Triple H jerseys? Oh, look at this. I guess they're hyping him up. Little pre-show action. Asuka should retain. I agree, Freddie. I just feel like she's taking a back seat in the whole feud, and the way to get her back is just to have her win. She doesn't pin Bailey, though. I think she pins Charlotte. Titus O'Neil. I love Titus O'Neil. He's the only other guy besides me who could pull off a Pepto-Bismol pink suit. See, that's the whole setup. You see what I mean? How small it is? Making jokes about this, but this is definitely for charity. But as far as Faith being a wrestling fan, I think she checked out at the early 2000s. I never could quit wrestling. As much as I've had like issues with some of their booking decisions, I just always been a fan, especially of WWE. It's just such a huge part of my life. I found it when I was like 6 years old. You like the setup, Freddie? I think it's too small. I like it when they do the big stages like WrestleMania. I get that this isn't WrestleMania, but you're in a huge stadium like this. So I would have loved to see this in like a big stage setup, but I guess it still works. I'm sure it'll look cool. Maybe there's something that they haven't shown yet that we'll see on the show, but it just seems very simple. You guys remember like in 98 when they had the small circular ramp that they would just use for every single pay-per-view up until like WrestleMania 15? I like that. Me either. Just kept watching. That's a good point. Most overrated wrestler of all time or currently? Because I think the most overrated wrestler of all time is Hulk Hogan. He just never was actually a great wrestler. He's a great character, but he's just soaked in 80s nostalgia. And then, he kind of reinvented himself with the NWO. But he never actually entered. Have you ever watched an entertaining Hulk Hogan match? Like you might be able to watch WrestleMania 3 and appreciate the spectacle of all actually in Detroit, but that was at the Pontiac Silverdome. But I just never got behind Hulk Hogan. I always thought he was a little bit of a d-bag from being on glass breaking 98 Stone Cold. That was the days. Yeah, Stone Cold. My guy was always the Undertaker. He was always my number one. So it was like going down from him, Stone Cold, Triple H, The Rock. You guys see, I was a big Attitude Era fan. But the Undertaker was a through line through all that. So Rhea Ripley. Now she's not defending the title on the show, and I've heard people complaining about that. I don't know if that bothers any of you guys or anything, but apparently that causes a little bit of an issue because she breaks the 30-day rule, which I haven't seen enforced since the summer of like 2005. But apparently that's a real thing. I love her though. She is great at her job. She is a star. This is one of the most recent stars that they've made. She is fantastic. You like her a lot? I appreciate that. Favorite female wrestler, Kevin L. asked. Right now, it's honestly Rhea Ripley. I love the character work she's doing, but all time, it's probably Lita, just from the Attitude Era. But I also really like who else do I really like? Charlotte's actually. I love that whole original trilogy. Like Becky Lynch. She's great. Everything that's kind of come out over the last few years has really improved on the female wrestling aspect, which I really do. I even like Bianca Belair a lot. She's got the baby face thing down pat. I love it. Can I ask a question? Yes, you may, buddy. If you were a woman wrestler, who would you be and why? If I was a women's wrestler, who would I be and why? I would probably want to be Charlotte Flair just because she's like, got the best job in the business. Daughter of Ric Flair. She's got a guaranteed just spot on the card just because of that. And she is a badass wrestler. She is damn good at her job. So I would definitely appreciate seeing that. Anyone watch the WWF this year? Adam, the 40-year-old, said, yeah, I've been keeping up on it. Okay, sorry, joined in late. Yeah, it's understandable. We're just getting ready for the big show. Tell him Freddie said that his favorite female wrestler of all time is either Lita, Becky, or Trish. Trish was definitely hugely over, but Trish, I would have liked to see her versus Becky Lynch, but I just never thought that Trish was the greatest wrestler. If you're looking at it from that perspective, she's definitely the hottest wrestler. She wins that easily. Bianca Belair also is really up there, but as far as modern day stars go. So for you, I would which female wrestler would you like to kiss and why? Well, let's just be clear. None of these wrestlers are going to want to kiss me. So, it's really pointless to ask because I don't think they're going to be into what I'm serving. Plus my wife's watching, so she might get a little upset, but I'll tell you guys anyway. It's probably Trish just because she's the winner, right? She's the hottest. So she definitely wins. Somebody asked me the YouTube stream, so I'm going to have to send that over because I guess they want to watch live. I gotta actually go to it myself and find it. What makes a trip unforgettable? Unbelievable. Can you get a copyright on an ad? I'm very curious about that. Copy link. So hold on, let me get back to the chat and see what's going on. And then we got Adam, the 40-year-old. Is wrestling fake? Because someone told me it was fake, and I don't know what to believe. Just is it fake or not? I need to know if I've been living a lie. I can't tell. Nah, it's not fake, bro. It's real. I can't tell if he's kidding around or not. Have you not seen the blood? I guess if you're a new wrestling fan, as a very just to be not playing along in case you're not kidding, wrestling set up like a TV show, but these guys really take real bumps. They're out there definitely risking their lives, but it's set up like a soap opera in a way. There's predetermined storylines. That's what keeps you entertained. But for the most part, it is still real. They just, set it up so to make it as safe as possible. But they're still think of it as like stuntmen. And, obviously they have to act when it comes to promo work and everything like that. So love the stream, bro. Thanks, buddy. I really do appreciate that. Did you ever watch Hogan Knows Best from the mid-2000s? Kevin asked. Kevin, unfortunately, I did watch Hogan Knows Best. That was around that time when you had Flavor of Love and Rock of Love, and they just had horrible reality shows that I watched. But you also had a couple good ones in there, like Silent Library or Next. They were a little bit fun, but again, I was during the death of MTV. But Hogan Knows Best, I did see it, and I hated every single person on it. But it is what it is. That was the time. We get what we got back then. Adam, the 40-year-old. I knew it. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Talon Freddy said, favorite WCW, ECW, and wrestler. Favorite WCW wrestler is going to be Sting. Just because my favorite WCW wrestlers were usually guys that came over from WWE. Especially like when I started watching in 98, 99, it was like the tail end of Chris Jericho. And my favorite ECW wrestler, just straightforward ECW wrestler, taking out anyone who ended up appearing, like, I'd probably be the Sandman, or Raven was great too. But, Raven also I thought was great in WWF at the time when he came in the hardcore division. But his character was best in ECW. And actually, he had a crazy feud with the Sandman back then. Rhea is God. I agree. That's Nicholas Vajlick. What's up, buddy? That guy I work with. Adam, the 40-year-old. You look like the guy my dad told me to stay clear of growing up. Your dad was probably right, honestly. Like, you should steer clear of me. You never know what could be going on. Faith, why are you standing behind me? Did you not think I was going to notice? I'm looking at the screen. Favorite wrestling video game, Kevin L. asks. My favorite wrestling video game of all time is SmackDown Shut Your Mouth from 2002. Oh, look, the whole gang's here, guys. Sorry about that. Look at these people. But yeah, my favorite wrestling video game is definitely SmackDown Shut Your Mouth from PlayStation 2. That came out the year after Just Bring It, the year before Here Comes the Pain, which I know a lot of people pick, but I thought SmackDown versus Raw was great. SmackDown versus Raw 2007 specifically is what Nick wrote. Thanks, man, for supporting the channel, buddy. Best movie in the Dark Knight trilogy asked Jake FF. Jake F5. I thought you said F5, but it's actually FS. Jake FS. He has best. That's got to be Batman Begins for me, buddy. As much as the Dark Knight is beloved, as time has gone on, I enjoy Batman Begins a lot more. The Dark Knight Rises, it'll never rise above the Dark Knight. It's still a good movie, but it's got plot holes galore. So it's going to be that. And then Adam, the 40-year-old, wrote, "You're a legend, mate. Thank you, buddy." And Jake FS agreed. Wife reveal? Great stream. Thanks, man. I'm glad you guys are all here, enjoying the show with me. I hope you don't mind. I'll be commenting over the whole thing. And I don't know if you're trying to listen to what these guys are saying. If I'm talking too much, let me know, because that's one thing I'm great at doing is I definitely won't shut the hell up. So consider me your Stone Cold Steve Austin for the night. I'll be drinking, I'll be watching wrestling, and I'll be doing my own commentary. Is that Kid Rock? I guess I shouldn't be surprised. He is a WWE Hall of Famer, and they are in Detroit. Kevin L. asks, what got any bets on? I don't have any bets, but I have some predictions, and we'll go through them as the show goes on. Tell him Freddie sent you. You're good. I'm listening. Thanks, buddy. Just remember, if I'm talking too much, let me know. Kevin L. asks, what's my next 4K review? That would be, so I'm doing an old 4K review on Monday. I'm going to be doing Taxi Driver out of the Columbia Classics Collection Volume 2. And then on Tuesday, as long as Enter the Dragon gets here, it'll be Enter the Dragon on 4K on Tuesday. So that's my big 4K review of the week. And then I got to actually start thinking of some new videos. Not many new 4Ks coming out over the next couple of weeks. James Helen is here, and he asked, I missed your answer. Who was your favorite WCW, ECW, and WWE wrestler? So my favorite WCW wrestler is going to be Sting, just because, until he came to WWE, he was WCW. He's basically WCW's Undertaker, and you got to appreciate him for that. Favorite ECW wrestler, I said, was either probably the Sandman or Raven, because I felt like their characters were the biggest there. Like, I can't pick Rey Mysterio or even Rob Van Dam because I love them most in WWE. And then in WWE, my favorite was always The Undertaker. Even to this very day, he's still my favorite. I even like the American Badass character. I know a lot of people don't like. I like it when he turned big evil at the end of 2002, but 100% The Undertaker. And then I'd probably go Stone Cold at number 2, Triple H at number 3, Shawn Michaels at number 4. Shawn Michaels might actually be a little higher than maybe at 3. Nicholas Vajlicker wrote, suplex someone into the bookcase. That is a Blu-ray shelf, damn it. You treat that with respect. Jake FS wrote, what's the GOAT? Who's the GOAT? Cena versus Rock. The Rock, man. As much as great as Cena is, The Rock is special. Have you seen Jumanji? The Rock is so good at it. I would honestly say that The Rock's best role is either in the two Jumanji movies or in the Fast and Furious franchise. Any of his like solo stuff doesn't necessarily work for me. Best actor ever for me, that's Tom Hanks. I've always been a Tom Hanks guy. That's my number one. Adam, the 40-year-old, said, "Tell him Freddie sent you." Says, "I don't likes the stream very much." That is not what he said. Stone Cold is the GOAT. James Hallen wrote, "Yes, Sting is WCW. I like your choices. I appreciate that, buddy." Brett may be the GOAT. Brett is the greatest wrestler of all time. He put on the cleanest matches. He could carry a broomstick to a good match. Him and Shawn, I think, are the best actual wrestlers of all time. Whereas you have guys who are like good at like one thing or another, where these guys were just good in the ring and they put on clinics. Like Brett's not the greatest as far as promo work goes. You could argue his best promo work was when he was miserable at the very end of 1997 going into the screw job. But he's not the greatest wrestler of all time when it comes to his promos. But he's still a phenomenal, probably the best in-ring wrestler is the best way to put it. Kevin Ellis, have you ever played WWE Supercard? No, I don't think I have. Is that a console game, phone game, old game? I'm not too sure about that. Tell him Freddie said Logan Paul is coming out. Yep, that's what I'm up to too. I'm surprised they're opening with this, actually. I thought that they would honestly open with the Battle Royal. But you know, people know Logan Paul. He's a good heel. He really is. He's leaned into this character perfectly. You hate him. You want to sock him right in the face, this guy. It's a phone game. Is it good, Kevin? I've never played that, honestly. You know, I'm definitely willing to try it. I've just never been into mobile games, but I'm always willing to try. I wonder why they bleep that out a little bit. This match is going to be good. Oh, it's going to be great. If LA Knight doesn't win, we all riot. I used to be addicted to it, Kevin L said about the phone game. Oh, really? I'm going to have to check that out. So Logan Paul's winning this match, guys. Everyone be ready. And if LA Knight doesn't win that Slim Jim Battle Royal, what are we all doing here? I agree. We all have to riot. Respect LA Knight. Yeah, LA Knight is the man. That's who we're here to see tonight. But look at this guy smiling, terrible hair. Look at that crowd. Oh, wow. He's got more subscribers than me. Tell him Freddie Knight sent you. Tell him Freddie sent you. LA Knight better win. Greatest SummerSlam of all time, Kevin L asked. Well, you know I'm from Long Island, and in 2002 SummerSlam took place at the Nassau Coliseum, and I wasn't there, but it's still the best SummerSlam of all time. Shawn Michaels versus Triple H. Wow, look at Ricochet. Yeah, this guy's going to put on a hell of a show, too. But yeah, SummerSlam 2002, Brock versus Rock. Rock getting booed, Brock going over, winning the WWE Undisputed Championship. That was definitely the best one. But Shawn versus Triple H stole that show. But Ray versus Kurt opening, that was a great SummerSlam. So that would be my number one choice as far as SummerSlams go. SummerSlam 92 is cool for the spectacle, and the main event is awesome. I know a lot of people put that at number one. After that, though, I actually really like I like SummerSlam 01 also. That's a really good one also. That was right in the middle of the invasion angle, which the angle itself failed, but they had some good shows in there. Spider-Man. Oh, yeah. Is that why he's got those colors on? Rocket Mortgage. I don't know anything about them, but they're being promoted here. If you're buying a house, look them up. Now, this match is just going to be a show and tell for these guys. It's going to be entertaining as all hell. Let's see. Wow, tell him Freddie sent you said SummerSlam 89 was good. Which one was the one where we had, what's his name? Why am I drawing a blank on the guys? He became an actor. Hulk, they built him up just to lose to Hogan at SummerSlam. SummerSlam 94 had Undertaker versus Undertaker, which is a terrible match, but I love that storyline with Liam Neeson. Here we go. If you get drunk enough tonight, John, you should shave your beard. The barber screwed up my beard last time I was there, and I was very upset about it. That's why I haven't trimmed it in a while. I'm nervous to go back. I love the barber. He's a great guy. He's an older gentleman, and he refuses to use clips, and he did screw up my beard. so I had to grow it back out. So, but if I get drunk enough, hell yeah, I'll shave my beard. You guys are gonna have to deal with my ugly face though. I have no chin. The beard kind of covers that up. Zeus, that's who it was. Zeus. Yes, I was. He was in Friday and everything like that. I actually knew him more as an actor, but they built that guy up and let him loose to Hogan, and that was it. They used to do that back then, just build people up just so they could feed him the Hulk Hogan, and then they started doing that with the Undertaker. They build stars up and feed them. Didn't expect them to open up slow right like this. Oh, okay. Logan sucks. I agree. All right. Nice sunset flip. Is this? It's nice to see. All right, now headband's coming off. What do you got, Lay? Got a toy? All right, that looked good. All right, they're just circling each other. Which actor do you think would make a good wrestler? You got to think of like one of the Adam Driver. Adam Driver could be a good wrestler. He's tall enough, and I think he's got enough weight behind him that he could definitely do it. Kiefer Sutherland, I think, would make a great manager. Keep obviously, who else? Like Jason Statham. He's got the look to be a good wrestler. You know, it's a megalodon. I can't even say. Why does he say it in the freaking Meg movie? Megalodon. It's the best way to say megalodon. But he would make a good wrestler. He's got the perfect amount of anger behind him, and he could be funny when he's playing against his regular character type. He's a very funny guy. I really enjoy him when he's actually not playing the usual superior action, angry British man who could definitely beat the ever loving shit out of any human being who walks around him. Ooh. I have to fill that up again. Ryan Reynolds. That's a good pick. Ryan Reynolds would be perfect on the mic. He could definitely tear somebody down. I'm actually surprised that he hasn't honestly appeared in any kind of capacity. We've only gotten like the B-level actors. I mean, Stephen Amell was good. He actually did know how to wrestle. I did like seeing him. He's surprisingly very good. Tell him Freddie sent you. Do you watch AEW? I don't. I want to watch AEW. I just don't have enough time. And unfortunately my lifelong loyalty to WWE. Even though AEW, I'm sure I'll love just because of timing things. I'm always invested in WWE. It's just been like that since the days of WCW. I've just always enjoyed this company, even through all their bullshit and ups and downs. I've enjoyed everything that they usually have done. Obviously they've had some down times. The 2010s got a little shaky there, and I wasn't paying attention as much, but they always get me back. All the best people want to come wrestle for them at some point or another. They put on the big shows. Like, look at how many people are here in Detroit teaming up now, being bought by the company that owns UFC and being one big company. They're just going to get more exposure. And as long as they play everything right, they could be huge. So I'm always good, but I wish I could watch. Same real talent, Freddie Sanchez. Yeah, I wish I could watch more AEW because I do like certain wrestlers there. Like, obviously, I keep tabs on what's going on with Jericho and CM Punk going on over there. I enjoy him. So, and some of the other guys like Kenny Omega, we've never seen in WWE, so I like to check out his matches. But I never actually go out of my way. I don't watch Collision. It's just that's all for Simon Miller. The guy's a champ. He watches every wrestling show, and I'll watch his reviews even if I don't watch the shows, just because he does such a good job recapping them. And the guy's just so positive. That's what I strive to be, but in the movie space, I want to be that guy. Simon Miller, have that guy's energy because he's just damn perfect. Who is that cheery all the time? I wish, but I'm not. Kevin L wrote, favorite WWE Studios movie. Ooh. What was the one with Stone Cold? That was basically the world's most dangerous game. Oh no, I'm sorry. Fighting with My Family. I always forget that WWE Studios did produce that movie, but that movie is great with Florence Pugh. That's kind of what put her on my radar. She had 3 movies come out that year. I think that's the same year as Midsommar, but she was just on, and Little Women. She was on a roll, and that movie was great. Vince Vaughn. People were nice. Look at this fucking cocky bastard. But I mean, that put a lot Vince Vaughn back on the map. A nice cameo by The Rock. Wasn't Nicholas Frost in that too? That movie is definitely number one for me. See No Evil. I mean, See No Evil is a lot of fun. That's just a generic slasher, but I gotta admit, when that movie was coming out, I got excited about it. And I think Kane was also feuding with old Kane back then, if that was correct. Like just another guy in the Kane outfit. And I remember he threw him out the back door and ripped the mask off. That storyline had such a disappointing ending. Where can I watch it for free from? So Yusuf Shadid. Yusuf, honestly, I don't know. I'm watching it on Peacock right here. That's the way I recommend it. I'm sure that somebody out there though has a feed for you to find. I got nothing from personally. He was John. Kevin Elroth, do you think we will get VR movies soon? That's where I'm going to draw the line. I think that's the next step. I don't think we're ever going to get 8K. I think we're going to have films being made for VR. I don't think anytime soon, maybe like in the next like 5 to 10 years, but that is absolutely the next step in physical media is coming movies coming to VR. The technology is expanding, it's getting cleaner. Look at what they did with the PlayStation VR 2, the Facebook one, whatever the hell that thing is called. Like, they're getting cleaner looking, no VR, like nothing looks bad. Graphics are catching up, people are enjoying it, so that's the next step when movies, they already have VR for porn, which that's always the first thing to come. Anytime people thought, oh, the internet is going to make us smarter, no, it just made porn better. That's the first thing that always happens. So I think that's the next thing we'll be getting. I won't be into it. I don't do VR. I get motion sickness, so I mean my body would have to. I'm not taking any whatever the hell the medicine is. Oh my god, that didn't go well. Unless they were supposed to catch each other. Didn't that fail the other day too? Or can't say that Logan won't bump. What's going on? Ricochet. What do you guys think of Ricochet? You think he's been treated right? I hope Logan loses Tom Friday Sunday. Yeah, I'm hoping Logan loses too. If we're lucky, he's gonna lose. I don't think he loses though. I think he's gonna win. You got to admire his commitment to WWE though. Is that a Prime energy drink? That was that kid's energy drink. Even if he was planted, you don't do that. Ugh. Do you think Disney will stop physical media in the US within the next year? I don't think so. I honestly don't think that Disney's stopping anytime soon. I think they're testing the waters here for a little while, and then they're going to see what happens with Australia and those Asian markets. And if it doesn't work out, then they will, pull back. But if it does work, they see that, maybe not doing physical media is better for the bottom line, then they'll stop doing it. But I don't expect them to do it anytime soon. I think they have too much commitments already. I personally want them just to stop making physical media and just lease the rights out to their movies to other studios that are appreciative of their films so that everybody can, enjoy their movies. I hate that they're just limiting what they can put out. The fact that they have 20th Century Fox films are now just 20th Century films like Aliens and Fight Club, and we don't get those on 4K. It really is frustrating. So, unfortunately, it's very bothersome. I think Ricochet could go further if it was a good on the mic. Yeah, he's not the best on the mic. Where is the first Disney 128 gigabyte Ultra HD disc? I don't know. Disney. I mean, we got IMAX back. You guys see that? Oh my god, that's awesome. I don't know if they're releasing that anytime soon, but hopefully they release it soon. But in the sense that we can actually get a good look at that, as long as they do it right. Um, it's Disney, them. They're always behind the eight ball, almost intentionally. They put all their best features on Disney Plus, but getting IMAX back is pretty cool. It actually makes me want to buy Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and review it and compare it to the Disney Plus stream to see if it's actually better, like we anticipate it being. But we'll have to wait and see. Disney uses 66 gigabytes Ultra HD disc now. That is insane. Now, I do know that some players have a hard time with any disc over 100 gigabytes, and you kind of got to be knowledgeable of that. And I'm sure that the average consumer, which I know that most 4K buyers are into the niche as it is, and they probably are aware of this. But just say like a regular person walks into a Best Buy, buys $100 4K player, and doesn't realize that it's going to have trouble with discs over 100 gigabytes. I'm sure they're not looking for that, but I guess maybe that's why Disney wants to keep their inclusivity in the sense that everyone can watch any of their discs whenever they want. But I do think that you should be making the best of your technology also. That's really, this guy is freaking chiseled. Makes sense both ways. Yeah, I mean, it just in the sense of what they're going for, I guess I know what they're going for. But Disney is just very frustrating. I just wish that they would just lend the rights out to other studios and let them make their movies into the best way possible, like they did with Wally and Criterion last year. I thought that was the best of both worlds. We got the best Wally could possibly ever look with the most extras you could ever want, and the packaging was great. And I don't know what the sales numbers look like. I could be saying like how great it is, and only like 3,000 people bought it. Oof. He DDT'd him, right? Uh well, got the crowd behind him. This is a pretty good match. He's doing really well. Kevin Alarojo, which upcoming 4K are you most excited for? Well, at least of the ones that are announced, it's The Exorcist. I think that's one of the greatest films ever. Warner Brothers put out the 4K trailer for it a couple days ago, rather. And when they do that, that means they got a lot of money behind it. And usually everyone that gets a 4K trailer with it has looked really good. The last one I think was Training Day, or the three that came out earlier this year: Cool Hand Luke, Rebel Without a Cause, and the Maltese Falcon. Those all look great last year with the Christmas 4Ks, Christmas Vacation, Elf. Those all looked amazing on 4K, and they all had 4K trailers. So The Exorcist doing that too really has me excited. I definitely can't wait for that. But I think Witness honestly would be my number two. I'm really excited for that. I will grab Exorcist. Tell him Freddie sent you. Yeah, unfortunately, I had to pre-order the regular version. If the steelbook comes back in the stock, I'll pre-order that. But just because I want to try and get it as early as possible, really selling those ribs, huh? But yeah, The Exorcist is really my most anticipated. Then Witness. Oh, wow, good job. Maybe this was the right call for the opener. There you guys go, Bret Hart. Man, oh my god. Wow, that was impressive. Tell him Freddie said, do you think we see Jake Paul in WWE? I wouldn't be surprised, but I think Jake Paul's really into the actual legitimate, boxing thing. And he's, from what I hear, I don't watch boxing. He's really good at it. I know he either fought Nate Diaz yesterday or today. I'm not 100% sure on anything that I'm saying, but I've just heard this is all, just through osmosis that I've heard this stuff. But I absolutely think, his brother's there. The door's open. I just think it has to be Jake Paul wanting to do it. Nice springboard frog splash. Knew that wasn't gonna. That's not a finisher. When is Air coming to Blu-ray? I don't know if it has an official date yet. Let me see. I know that you could pre-order it because I have it pre-ordered, but I don't think it has an official release date yet. Oh, it does. September 12th, 2023. Still in my top 3 films of the year so far. That would actually be number 3. Surprisingly, I mean, Oppenheimer. I can't see anything dethroning Oppenheimer this year, except for maybe Killers of the Flower Moon, because that movie looks fantastic. Early reviews say that movie's fantastic, so I can't imagine any other movie than possibly that. Dune 2, it could be great, but it won't beat Oppenheimer. Even though I think Denis Villeneuve was very close to Christopher Nolan. Ooh, that's insane. I could not do that. I want Song of the South in 4K. Well, Freddie, I can pretty much guarantee you 110% there will never be an unedited version of the Song of the South on 4K. I'm surprised that you can even still stream that. I know it comes with a warning and I'm sure it's edited, but I don't think that's ever coming to 4K. I think that's going to stay in the Disney vault where Disney wants that to stay, because I'm sure they should be ashamed of themselves. Hi, Leia. You got your ball? See, that's Leia. All right, take your ball. I can't play right now. You see the world? We see you. Go play with your brother Obi. All right, we're getting ready here. Let's see. Not sound the. Oh, did he reach for the ribs? Oh my! Knew that was gonna happen. Knew that was gonna happen. Kevin Elroy, are you getting the Flash on 4K? I will eventually. Who was that? Shades of William Regal. Here we go. That's it. They know too. Here we go. Oh, and there it is. Damn it. Kevin, answer your question. I will, but not. I'm probably gonna get that on Black Friday. So, not a new release review. I do have a review I got to do. Do you guys prefer Scream 6 or Rio Bravo? Let me know since you guys are in the chat, because I'm gonna get one of those to review, because I got nothing in the next two. Rick Rude thoughts. Tell him Freddie sent you. It's Rick Rude, baby. Gotta love the guy. I didn't like what he did to DX, though. I'm not gonna lie. When he appeared on WWE and WCW on the same day, not a fan of that. But understandable. You know, you got a better deal. So, but I did love the guy. Rio Bravo. I think that's what I'm leaning towards too, Freddie, because I want to actually see exactly what those one disc 4Ks look like with no slipcover. I want to see how much they cheaped out on it. I want to see that for myself. I'm gonna run to the bathroom quick before the next match, fill up my drink. You guys can talk amongst yourselves or whatever. I'll be back in about a minute. Don't do it. Okay. Pop the headphones back on. All right. Did you guys miss me? I missed me. Tell him Freddie's. Tony O's here. Are there 4K discs that have 128 gigabytes? I've heard there are. Disney's Avatar Way of the Water is on a 100 gigabyte disc. That's Disney's first. I actually can't believe that they fit all that. I have to get that one. I'm not a big fan of the film, but from a technological standpoint, I do have to see that just because Seamus in a monster truck. That's ridiculous. But I'm actually curious. I heard rumors that Oppenheimer is already coming out in November, which I expected that disc to take a while. I saw Jeff at Films at Home said the same thing, just because, just like with Way of the Water, there's a lot of different technology going into it, and that has, but I guess it's just IMAX enhanced scenes, but especially with the black and white, that's new. I thought they might have needed new tech for that. Telling Freddie Setcher, well, you can buy them to burn. I don't understand. I guess, like I said, I really think that the reason why they don't make use of the bigger gigabyte discs is just because of how it works with regular 4K players. You really need like a mid to high end 4K player to get the most out of a 128 gigabyte disc or a 100 gigabyte disc or more in general, just because of how it's going to read it. A lower end 4K player is going to struggle. And I don't think they anticipated that when they designed that, especially since they don't really the saga begins. They don't really release a lot of discs that big in general. So I don't think they anticipated that having, making the players just really work for it. And you notice it on the low end 4K players. And, especially like if you're using like an Xbox One S, especially like that was the first 4K player that was included with Xbox. Those things could be a sludge. You hear them. I mean, it sounds like you're in a wind tunnel when you got a 4K in there because the thing is older. And when I put a 4K into my Xbox Series X at the very beginning, especially depending on the size of the disc, it sounds like that, but usually it settles in. But my 4K player has no issues whatsoever, no matter on the size of the disc. So really, I think that's the reason why we have that. Where can you buy them to burn? When is Mission Impossible coming to 4K? Cody Brock next. I can't believe this is going on this early, but I guess that makes sense. Maybe they're saving the Battle Royal for later. I don't think they have announced Mission Impossible 7 yet for a 4K release. I'm on 4K. I'm on Blu-ray.com right now, so let me check to see if there's been an update. Last I looked, it hadn't been announced. But I'll tell you one thing. If that's the real Steelbook coming out from Best Buy, that red and black one, it looks absolutely awful. Why don't you just keep it with the first 6, that nice gunmetal gray ones that you had? Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, late 2023 is all it says on Blu-ray.com. So we don't have an official announcement yet. Telling Freddie, say the Xbox One X sounds horrible. Agreed about 4K when you get what you pay for. Yeah. The new generation of consoles, the PS5, the Series X, they work pretty well. They're not like the best 4K players out there. And definitely, if you go from a Blu-ray to a 4K, you can hear the Series X gasping for air, but it eventually gets going just fine. But, with a smaller disc goes in, it doesn't have that big of an issue. But the One X and the One S, I had the One S. I remember I bought that when I moved in this house, and I was thinking, oh my God, this thing is struggling. And I only used it in my bedroom, so it wasn't too big of a deal, but it really had a hard time. How do you guys feel about this match? I really feel like Cody's definitely going over here. They both had their, dirty wins each way, any way you want to put it. So they're 1-1, but I think you got to have Cody go over clean here if you want to build back up his star power. Especially if he's going to be the guy that takes down Roman if he doesn't win. Telling Freddie Setcher wrote, I bought Creepshow and Nightbreed recently. I have a Series X. Cody's winning. Telling Freddie Setcher. Yeah, Series X is right there for me too. Nightbreed, I absolutely love that 4K. Creepshow is great too. But Nightbreed, Creepshow is a way better 4K disc, but the entire collection that you get with Nightbreed is just awesome. I love it. And the film in general, it's just a great film. It's definitely one that's really underappreciated in the world, and I enjoyed my time with it. I really want to rewatch it. I've been itching for it. It's not often you get that itch to rewatch something. I like to see new stuff, but man, when you watch something that good, you want to see it again, and in that 4K experience, especially since there's two cuts, the theatrical cut and the director's cut. That one's a lot more refreshing. All right, let's see. Make sure I'm up on the chat. And Kevin L just wrote, "Did you hear that Hellraiser box set is sold out already?" Well, I looked for it the other day when I was looking to get Psycho, because both of them, well, not Psycho on 4K, Psycho 2, 3, and 4 on 4K, and they're both UK releases. And yeah, I couldn't get that. And I know so many people who are planning on getting that Hellraiser box set. I knew that was going to sell out fast. I just didn't expect that fast. I think you could still buy it on Blu-ray, but I don't know if you'd be willing to do that. But man, people are excited for that. I'm excited too. I'm on the fence though, because I only like Hellraiser 1 and 2, the two Clive Barker ones, and then it kind of falls off a cliff. And 4 especially. I mean, I haven't seen them in years, but I did go through where I wanted to see. That's awesome. Where I wanted to see every single Hellraiser film. And man, it's really crazy how it drops way off after 2, in my opinion. But if you like it, you like it. Tom Frady said, just wrote, "Good thing I didn't want it just because." Yeah, I'm hoping that they do what they did with the last Arrow video box set, because years ago they released Hellraiser 1, 2, and 3 in a box set. Then they released them separately. So if they release Hellraiser 1 and 2 separately, I'll buy it like that. Like, I kind of like what Scream Factory did with the Child's Play movies, and now what they're doing with 4 through 7. So I can only buy Bride of Chucky if I want to, because Seed of Chucky is an abomination. The other two are pretty good, but I don't need to see them on 4K. I own them on Blu-ray. But Bride of Chucky is arguably the best Child's Play movie. That or 2. If you have Arrow set, no need. Yeah, I have the Arrow Blu-rays back there for Hellraiser, so I don't know if I have to grab that. I just like the art. They did a great job with the artwork on those 4Ks. And I want the 4Ks for Psycho too, because I'm very impressed with the artwork. Just not the exterior box as far as Arrow. That shower curtain thing, it just really throws me off. Refreshing. I was going to say, I thought that was Michael Cole saying that's what he quotes. You know, if Brock could grow a beard out like this, why wasn't he doing it? You got to respect a man who can grow a beard. That's why I have a beard. Are you getting Scream 3 on 4K? Kevin already pre-ordered it. Absolutely. Just so next year when Scream 4 finally comes to 4K. Can you imagine if we don't get that? Because it's crazy that they're releasing a trilogy, the original trilogy on 4K, which I guess makes sense, but you just know next year we're going to get that 6-pack collection with all 6 of them. So watch how crazy the crowd goes for Cody right now. But I really wanted the Steelbook, but it was $10 more. So I ended up getting just the slipcover version of Scream 3, which makes sense. I have all the slipcover versions already. So might as well keep it uniform. Crowd is going nuts. Brock or Cody, John? Cody. Absolutely. If Cody doesn't win, there's a problem with booking. Brock doesn't need the win. Brock never needs the win. You guys watched the Cody Rhodes documentary yet? I haven't watched it yet. I might watch it tomorrow. If Enter the Dragon doesn't come, that is. Tony, are you getting Prey on 4K? I'm really looking forward to it. I love Alien and Predator franchise. If it's really coming, I'm 100% getting it. I think Prey is the second best Predator movie, only behind Predator. Every other Predator movie has flaws. Now, Prey has its flaws. I even think the original Predator has its flaws, but Predator and Prey are arguably and easily, in my opinion, the two best. Then Predator, then I guess The Predator, then Predator 2, and now Predators, the Predator would be last. I hate the way they name these movies. But anyway, that's how I would rank them. So I am really excited for that, if we're definitely getting it. Again, that's Hulu and 20th Century Films, so hopefully it's really coming. I'm always skeptical about that. 3 Crossroads. We need a new Nightmare scans. Yeah, well, I don't think we're getting them this year, Freddie. We already got our Shout and Scream Factory announcements, and they, was Night of the Demons, The Blob, and Pumpkinhead. So we didn't get the Nightmare on Elm Street. So I don't think they're coming this year. From what I'm able to find out, it's very similar to what happened with the Friday the 13th with rights issues. Who has the rights to them right now? And whoever does isn't willing to sell them to Arrow, or at least to release them, Arrow or Shout or anyone really. So that's why we haven't gotten them, and that's why I don't see us getting them anytime soon. So we're gonna have to stick with that box set that we have, which I don't think is great, but at least the scans are pretty decent. But we really need some new scans. Three Crossroads, by the way, seems like a pretty good prediction because Brock ain't going down easy. Tony, I heard Blumhouse has the rights now for Nightmare on Elm Street. So if that's the case, do they only have the rights though to like new films? Because I did hear that rumor that they're going to be working on another reboot, which makes sense. It's been what, 2010 was the last one, 13 years, and now we can get the Robert Englund argument out there. Maybe now there's a better Freddy Krueger choice, but I don't know how Blumhouse would be Universal. So Universal, that means, would have the rights technically if you go to the top. And maybe Universal can release a box set. I mean, they release really nice box sets. They released Back to the Future, which is one of the best, Jurassic Park. I love their casings. I'm curious to see what they're doing with the new Fast and Furious box set. I have the 8-film collection back there, but they're releasing a new 10-film collection. And I want to see if they release it in a new casing or if it's in the same casing as the last one, which is also similar to the Alfred Hitchcock collection, with the sleeves, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I'm really a big fan of the exterior boxes. Why would you turn your back? Suplex. Most anticipated movie for the fall. Killers of the Flower Moon is definitely the movie I'm looking forward to most. Then probably Dune 2, if we're gonna get that. Obviously right now the schedule and the slate is all over the place. Not excited for the Marvels. If you're talking 4K, is definitely The Exorcist and Witness are 1 and 2. Wow, can't take down this monster. So you get when you're dealing with a monster. Great match. Yeah, so far I'm loving this. They're just coming out physical. Yeah. But these guys know how. They have great chemistry. And what other movies are coming out in the fall? I know Exorcist Believes. That one looks like it's going to be all right. The trailer didn't blow me away, but I still think it looks pretty good. And I don't think we've gotten a full trailer yet. So I don't know about that. It's crazy how bright this makes me look because it looks pretty dim on the screen. Oh, man, the physicality already. I saw Oppenheimer in IMAX. It was amazing. Right, Freddie? That movie was incredible. I want to see it a third time. For me, Kevin L. wrote, for me, it's Saw X. I'm worried about Saw 10. I like that they're bringing Tobin Bell back. I don't know what they're doing, what their plan is for that. But I'm glad that it's actually happening because I did like Spiral, though. It really felt like a good summer horror movie that captured that summer heat, and the story was pretty good. It was decent. But I get why people would want the original Jigsaw back. That is the face of the franchise. So it's understandable. Hey, I've always enjoyed the Saw franchise. I do think that Saw 1 and 2 are by far the best, but every few years, the movies aren't long. They're not offensive. You can dive into them and watch them every once in a while. So I do think that the Saw franchise is overall good. Wow, he just throws this guy around like a freaking pancake. Damn, I'm looking at him smiling. Imagine being this big all the time. Like, this guy is just ripped and jacked. Remember when he ripped apart Hulk Hogan in SmackDown 2002? Billy just toss him around. Cody getting wrecked. You got to figure he's going to turn it around any second now. Still does that jumping around shit. Come on, Cody, you can pull yourself up. Cody's a man. He's not going to go down that easy. That's not how it works. Beat the shit. Listen, Mia's Brock looking pretty tan right now. Nice superplex. He's definitely a little bit tanner than he usually is. Guy does love to farm though, so it makes perfect sense. I believe in Harvey Dent. Is what they're looking to say, right? Brock tans those farms. Yes, he does. He's insane. Like you could just see, like he was outside yesterday. Look how red he is. It's not even, so it's not a spray on. You know, that's a natural man's tan. It's all up top. It fades down, and there was white legs. You know, uh, she's sad. I don't blame her. Oh, that's hers. That's his mom. That's right. Cody has some of the nicest looking tights too. Harvey Whippleman. All right. So it's just an old fashioned ass kicking. Here's what we got. We're gonna get the comeback soon, kids. It's the eye of the tiger, if you will. Okay. It's the eye of the tiger. It's impressive. Cody isn't a small guy either. I remember when Cody debuted and he used to not wear knee pads. He looked ridiculous. He used to tag team with Hardcore Holly. I think they were even the tag team champions back then. The Hulk Hogan, if you will. Oh yeah, Hulk Hogan has skin that looks all waxy like the outside of a hot dog, and his long straight blonde hair like he used the straightener. Of course, you know nothing on top, and he's still hanging on to that. And so is Brett Michaels. Fallen Phoenix Angels here says, I like this match. Build up is brilliant. Yeah, it's telling a good story because you know at some point here, Cody's going to turn this around and then we'll get the big comeback because it's not going to go on like this, where in the sense that he's going to be down the whole time. They're just building up the anticipation of that comeback. Kevin L asks, oh no, it's Nicholas Vajlika. I put a lot of vodka in my drink. Ah, good for you, Nick. I got a little bit of gin in mine as well. Second drink in. I'm probably have a few more as the night goes on. We got a lot of matches ahead of us. Still a little upset though that no Rhea Ripley, but I guess they got to have the whole Judgment Day there for our buddy Finn. Even though Damian Priest is going to be sitting there with the briefcase, can you trust Damian Priest tonight? I don't know. I think he wants to cash in himself. Kevin, oh, absolutely, wrote Nick Vajlika or Vaglika. Kevin L, do you think we will get any more Christmas 4Ks this year? I was thinking about that, Kevin. I'm not too sure what else is left to come. I think Warner Brothers hit all their classics already. You know, obviously there's some from other studios, but I really don't know. We've actually gotten very spoiled when it comes to Christmas movies coming to 4K. One I would love, and it's Disney, would be the Santa Claus. I doubt we get that, but I would love a Santa Claus trilogy on 4K, especially with the new show. I thought we were going to get that last year, but we didn't. But yeah, for the most part, maybe a Muppet Christmas Carol. That's another Disney property. If you noticed, all the classics that we haven't gotten on 4K are from Disney, like the Grinch, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. That's one we haven't gotten on 4K. Got done beers, vape, chilling. I'm glad you're chilling, Freddie, enjoying the show. I'm a little fallen Phoenix Angel. I'm a little ashamed on how that last match ending was. Such a fantastic match for being ruined by the ending. Yeah, I know what they're trying to do. They want to have Logan go over, get the win, but still protect, Ricochet, because Ricochet is one of their stars. You don't want him to get pinned clean by a part-timer. F5 on the outside. Damn. Oh, my God. Second hardest part. Jingle All the Way, Kevin L. wrote. Who has the rights to Jingle All the Way? I don't think that's Disney. I would love to know. It's over. This is brutal. Yeah, that was a hard hit. Got to roll him back in there now. Put him down. Put him out of his misery, right? Ugh. That F5, Freddie, right? Ugh. Now, when you got him down like this, I say go back out there and hit another F5. Uh, Cody's got to get up. What do you think? 9 3/4. He's just gotten his ass kicked. 8. Okay. Wow, look at Cody's chest. He got scratched. It's just like, come on, stay down. It's like Ric Flair at WrestleMania 24. Yeah, you could do a code. Get back up. Brock looks crazy. He's gonna kill him. See, there we go. And you hear the crowd. Uh I walk right into a trap, Brock. Oh no, come on, another F5. Man, sucks for the announcers for the rest of the night. First match and you lose the table. Dude, if Brock, I mean, they're really, if Cody wins, oh my God. Because Brock is killing him. To quote Jerry the King Lawler, that's it, he's dead. I agree. Are you getting the H2O Steelbook? You know, it's funny. I actually don't have that one on 4K. So I think I might grab it because I do want to talk about H2O. So that, and I love the artwork on it. So I think I might actually grab that one, Kevin, because I held off and didn't get it from the original Scream Factory release. So I think I might actually get that one. And Falls Phoenix Angel wrote, I really do feel Brock is worried since he is trying to win by countout. Yeah, he knows that Cody can't be stopped. Cody ripped pad off. All right. Fallen Phoenix. H2O is my favorite of the franchise. Really so good. That fight team was spectacular. Oh, H2O is a top 5 in the franchise for sure. You know, it's just, it comes right before Resurrection, and I just hate that Resurrection undoes the entire ending of H2O. That's my biggest flaw with H2O, is that it's connected to Resurrection so much. But H2O on its own is a great movie. And, you know, Josh Hartnett. So I definitely think I'm going to be getting that Steelbook this year. And it makes me finally feel like I got rewarded for waiting to get a Steelbook for once. Because like those Mission Impossible Steelbooks, it just killed me how nice they were. I wanted those so bad. Nicholas Vaglicker wrote Halloween. Yes, Halloween H2O. You like the Halloween movies, right, Nick? Or at least, hopefully, you know, I know we all have a bad taste in our mouths still from last year with Halloween Ends. Okay, what's going on here? Got him in the Kimura. Do you like he scares me the most, not going to lie. I understand that. Cody isn't tapping. I mean, H2O is way better than Halloween Ends. Halloween Ends, it's not the worst in the franchise. Oh, come on, Cody. What a match. I agree. This is a hell of a match. They're really making Cody look so good right now. And look at the crowd eating out of their hands. And the fact we can hear this because that's it's the closed air stadium, but usually this has a hard time redirecting the sound back to the ring. Think Atmos. What favorite fraud H2O is better. Jay Uso needs to win, wrote Jason Finch. I 100% agree. I got to the ropes, baby. I agree. Hopefully he does. My favorite Friday is Go to Hell. That's mine too. Jason Goes to Hell is absolutely my favorite Friday the 13th. I watch that every single year. The Man Behind the Mask. That's when they just finally leaned into it. Jason does best. You know, he's an unkillable zombie. That's when zombie Jason is born, and that's the best Jason. that movie, I mean, I enjoy all of them except I honestly put like the original two pretty low. Two's better than one in my opinion, just because they're very dated. But I love it once the franchise kicks into that over the top goofy shit, and that's really where it gets for me. Really, wow. Why, Nick? What's yours? Come on, Cody. Wrote Jason Finch. I agree. Oh, he's up for an F5 again. Nope. Pushed into the corner. Mm. All right. Imagine Brock taps in the middle of the ring. I would say the wheelchair one. Which one was that? Oh, is that is that four? My favorite Fallen Phoenix Angel wrote, my favorite nightmare is certainly Wes Craven's new nightmare. Scary as hell. Oh yeah, I like a new nightmare a lot actually, and it's like a precursor to Scream. You can watch that; it's like a prologue to Scream. And Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child. I rewatched that one recently, and I love the imagery in Dream Child, but it's a little bit like I'm just have a hard time understanding what the plot is in that movie. Brock got out of that nice. It's just a little bit over the top ridiculous, but I like 5 a lot more than I like 4, and a lot more than I like 2 also. And Kevin L asked if I like Freddy versus Jason. I love Freddy versus Jason. I used to have a Freddy versus Jason on my wall for a very long time when it first came out. Bought the DVD. I've owned that on every single physical release, I think. It's just a fun movie. It's stupid as hell, but I enjoy Freddy versus Jason so much. I put it up there with like Jason X. They're just entertaining. It's silly, but it's a great time. I like to watch that one every single Halloween. Freddy versus Jason is a brutal movie. Fantastic. Yeah, I agree. It's a really, really good movie. All right, Crossroads. That's 2. Who called 3? Was it Freddy? Let's see. Holy shit! 3 Crossroads put him down. Was that you, Freddy? What the hell? That's crazy. You said 3 Crossroads. What are the chances? I mean, I guess that's what it had to be. Oh, mom looks happy. Good for mom. I can't believe 3 Crossroads put that man down. Laugh my ass off. You're ahead of me. I hate you. Nick, when that happens, back out and go back in. I was behind everybody else too. Fallen Phoenix Angel. Oh, there it is. I did. You did, Freddie. Because I fell behind a little bit too. So if I'm a little bit ahead, let me know. Maybe I'll wait a few seconds before I hype up the ending of the matches. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. Which version of Freddy is your favorite? So classic Freddy for me, and the best way, the perfect balance is in Dream Warriors. He's scary as hell in the first Nightmare on Elm Street. He's scary again in the second one. On third one, when he puts the girl's head through the TV, and we get "Welcome to Prime Time, bitch." That's Freddy Krueger. That's when Freddy gets kicked in the high gear. And I like that Freddy for the next 3 movies. And then he's just over the top comedy Freddy once we get to, Freddy's dad, the final nightmare. And then Wes Craven's New Nightmare. We're back to scary Freddy, but he's not doing the line delivery like he would. Are we going to get a handshake here? So for me, I like Freddy and Dream Warriors. I was more invested in the Roman saga than Brock, wrote Nicholas Vaglica. Yeah, no, I mean, that's definitely the feud of the year. The last couple of years, the Bloodline feud. He's got to respect it, Brock. Come on, shake his hand. I'm built just like Brock Lesnar. It's incredible. Oh, they're not done? It's got to be respect. All right. It's like 2 lions meeting in the jungle. There we go. You like to see that. Yeah, because people like Brock. They don't want to see him be a heel. Were they Hulk Hogan? Best one-liners, Chucky or Freddy? Well, that's tough. I'll always go Freddy because I remember more Freddy. Like Chucky, he's great, but I hate Cedar Chucky so much. But he's got some great one-liners. But in my head, I always think of Freddie one-liners way more than I think of Chucky ones. He's retiring. I'm calling it, wrote Nicholas Vaglik. He might retire. I don't know. He's going to retire at a WrestleMania, but eventually he is retiring. Great ending, telling Freddie saying, yeah, this is what Cody needed. We got to get him back on the right track. He had to win. I'm just surprised this one's so early in the night. It's only 9:00 and we're already through 2 big matches. They got to have something to bring us down next. Not many, damn, wrote Falls Phoenix Angel. Not many get respect from Brock. No, tell him Freddie set your rope. Freddie's one liner is 100%. Yeah, Brock Lesnar's like the modern day Undertaker. Like beating him is a huge accomplishment, and it does worlds for your character. You know, it's like the semi boss before you get to the real boss. You know, that's the strong man before you get to the more conniving character up on top. Classic storytelling. And, you know, coming out on top of this feud, we probably won't see Brock for a little while. That's cute. At least probably not to the build up to WrestleMania, I suspect. He's probably going out. And like now Cody moves on. I don't know what his next feud's gonna be, to be honest with you. You know, SummerSlam's a nice little mid-year reset. Look at all the fans happy to see him. Chucky versus Megan. Who wins in a fight? Megan. Megan is way smarter than Chucky. Chucky is more brutal, but Megan's brutal too. But Chucky wins that. I mean, Megan wins that in my opinion. I think she's got that down. She's confident. You know, she's not. You know, I think that Chucky's a little too cocky in that match. So 100%, I'm giving it to Megan for the title. What is this promoting here? Goro before Shan Twang. What the hell? Oh, I see. Gotcha. Philadelphia. You know, I can go to this WrestleMania. I'm not too far from it. Philadelphia fans, though, man. They threw snowballs at Santa Claus. I'm telling you, though, going to a WrestleMania is a lot of fun, but it's hard to see from a good distance away. I'm excited for Via versus Raquel. You know that's not tonight, right, Nick? That's tomorrow on Raw, or Monday on Raw, rather. They didn't put that on the SummerSlam card. That got that got delayed till Raw. It's not on the show. The only women's matches on the show are Shayna Baszler versus Ronda Rousey and the triple threat for the women's title. We don't got the other one. Unfortunately. Yes, I know, but finally someone can take on Mommy. She ain't losing that title. Not for a long time. She's holding that title till WrestleMania. You heard it here first. And I don't know who's beating her for it, but actually, you know what? You could build up Shayna Baszler to beat her. Beat Ronda. Let her win the Rumble. Oh. Well, here she is right now. Here's the fucking man. Scary. Ah, man. And Kevin Al, oh, absolutely. If they build up her character, I'll be happy. Yeah, Shayna Baszler could do it. I really think she could actually really take her on. I do, Kevin L. So Kevin L also likes Child's Play 2019. You know, Matt told me Child's Play 2019 was not a good movie. I watched it for myself. It's a pretty good movie. If you were just going into it expecting like a rehash of what we already knew, I like that they went for something more modern. It's not in the same universe. So I love what they did with that movie. I thought it was very enjoyable. It's definitely not a bad movie, that's for sure. Falls Phoenix Angel wrote, the match times are pretty good so far. No wonder there are no more matches. But if those went on 20 some minutes, both of these went on 20 some minutes. Yeah, Falls Phoenix Angel. Yeah, Falls Phoenix Angel. I like that about that. They're giving each match that's on the card. I was also reading they want to make sure that these premium live events don't really run too much over the 3-hour march, which is smart. You know, it's pretty stupid to build up a match, have someone to go out there and get squashed just for time reasons. Let them have their time, tell their stories. And I think so far that's why both matches have been great. You know, the first match was like a 7.5, 8 out of 10. That Brock match was definitely like a 9 out of 10, maybe 9.5. Really solid stuff there. So I think they've had it going really well. Hey, John Rez here. What's up, buddy? Decided to drop in. Yeah, man, we're talking 4Ks too, man. If you want to talk about them, Kevin L's been asking some good movie questions. We're talking movies and wrestling here. Nicholas Vaglicker wrote, "Why did Trish get kicked out of SummerSlam? Trish is hot." Telling Freddie sent you wrote, and I agree. She is a beautiful lady. Had a nice poster of her on my wall while I was growing up, and I looked at it often. I don't know why. You would think that Trish and Becky would be the one that gets on SummerSlam, but I guess they figured if they have to do two women's matches, I don't know what match gets cut in favor of their match. I really don't. But Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch, I definitely think is a match that sells. Maybe they have a shenanigans finish on Raw, and then on the next premium live event, which I will never get used to saying that. Up Slim Jim Battle Royal, guys. And then Fallen Phoenix Angel wrote, "The reason Trish versus Becky got taken out because there wasn't much time for the match." Yeah, that's what kills it. Rogue One 677 4K, definitely good. Just picked up Guardians 3 this morning, and hell, it's beautiful on 4K. I just saw the TMNT and seeing Meg again in 3D. What'd you think of the Meg, man? Was it good? I heard it was really bad, and I'm glad you like TMNT. And I'm on the fence, man, about Guardians Volume 3, but I think I'm gonna grab Rio Bravo first. Nicholas Vagliger wrote, "Also, Trish needs to go back to her old outfits." Well, she's a heel now, so she's not gonna give you what you want. Fallish Fiendish Andrew wrote, "Austin versus Theory versus Santo Escobar was also cut, unfortunately." Yeah, and I was looking forward to that match, even though I don't think Austin Theory got over like they wanted. Here comes LA Knight, baby. When do you think Scream 7 will come out? Wrote Kevin L. Nicholas Vagliger wrote, "Here it is. Time for a little LA Knight." Well, I guess now with the strike going on, I'm going to have to say we're not getting Scream 7 until at least 2025. Probably in March because they've been doing those spring releases, which is unfortunate. I think we would have got it next year. Maybe we're still lucky we'll get it at the end of Halloween season, spooky season next year. But my guess, March 2025, and we should get some real bloodshed in those. It's good seeing it, Rogue 1677. It's good seeing it twice in one day, and I can say it's decent, but I'll post my review on Insta later tonight. I'm so tired. I understand that, buddy. If you don't want to stick around, you want to go to get some rest, that's cool, man. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry. I mean, that's cool, buddy. Don't worry about it. Definitely go and check it out. I gotta definitely. I want to see that movie myself. I was gonna see the Meg. I'm not a big, shark movie guy. You guys know how I feel about Jaws and Jaws 2. So I definitely wanted to check that out, though. I'm still at the theater, man. So you came in and just checked in on the live stream while you're still at the theater. I really do appreciate you doing that. What do you think? AJ got a shot? I don't think AJ has a shot. But that's funny that you've seen Meg twice. That's so funny because I heard so many bad things, but I thought it might still be enjoyable for shark fans out there. Guardians of the 3 on 4K, I really want to see, though. I'm very, very excited for that. Fallen Phoenix Angel wrote, "AJ, they may look like they know what they're doing." Do you really think so, Nick? Rogue One 677 wrote, "I'm waiting for the Meg 2 right now." That's so funny. Seeing it in 3D. How is the 3D? I mean, that's the kind of movie that should come to 3D because that would definitely look amazing because a gigantic megalodon coming at your face in 3D makes perfect sense. All the sense in the world. So I get that. I'm sure. And then what do we get here? Do you think Stu will appear in Scream 7? Stu has to come back for something, Kevin. I just can't imagine a world where they don't do something with Stu. They've basically brought back or acknowledged everybody else got in the ring. There's Otis. Love that Otis is in there. Winner of this should go on to face the U.S. champion. That makes the most sense. Who is? What? Oh. The 3D, I'll let you know after the showing is done. Yeah, let us know, Rogue One. I'm very curious about that. I'm not the biggest 3D guy, but that seems like the perfect movie for 3D. Wow. You always forget how big this guy is. My God. Omos. Jeez. Because MVP is not a small guy. I mean, they did mention the kills and the killers in Scream 6 recently. Yeah, but they're going to definitely do something else. I also have a feeling that I mean, was it too obvious because she's Billy Loomis's daughter that she's the killer in Scream 7? It's probably too obvious, right? That they can't go that route. It'd be too on the nose, but it also makes the most sense as far as the story they've been telling with what will be this trilogy of movies. But Look who came back. Oh God. Did you hear they are making a Scream video game? I did hear that. It's like the new thing to make every horror movie into a video game between Evil Dead and Hi. Fate says hi, guys. But I'm not surprised that they're making that. I don't know what the hell you're gonna do unless you're playing. I hope you play Ghostface and you like have to move through the house or something like that. Interesting concept it could be. Brock and Cody are also the same height. They said. Are they really? That's insane. Well, Brock's just got that meat. They at least do good in Scream 6. I mean 7. Yeah, I figured that's what you meant. Cher was also turned into a video game. Even Saw video game I actually heard wasn't that bad. I heard the Saw video game was actually a lot of fun. I never played it, but I heard it was fun. Prison Break had a video game that wasn't bad. So they make anything into a video game as long as there's money to be had. Omos, it's gonna come down to LA Knight eliminating Omos, by the way. Friday the 13th, Riga. Best game ever. The Friday 13th game was not bad. It's also apparently canon also. Yeah, I mean I 100% agree. Like I see what they do with Scream 7, but Scream 6 felt like they went too safe, in my opinion. Like they didn't want any of the, what do they call them, the core four to die because they're building up to this dramatic conclusion for 7. And the answers seem very obvious. And the Scream franchise has always played with your expectations, so they're not going to go with that, I assume. But I don't know what their plans are. But I think that it will definitely not be safe like what they try to do with Scream 6 and clean it up nicely at the very end. But, I have been wrong before. Um, Nicholas Vaglicker wrote, "The draft was a waste. Changed my mind. They also only got the girl from Trish." No, just like every year, the draft is always a complete and utter waste. They do it just to pop the ratings, and then that's it. That's it. They don't ever stick to it. Kevin L wrote, "I hope we get a 4K box set." I 100% agree. That would be really nice. I thought we were getting it last year, but it turns out it was only the 4Ks that we've only gotten already, like Jigsaw, uh, and the first Saw, which a lot of people don't like on 4K, but I don't know why we haven't gotten that. I feel like the horror fans always come out for their collections. Rogue 1677 wrote, not really.
Tell somebody don't ever speak to you.
No,
I heard you just say don't ever speak to me.
that's not what I said.
Oh.
Don't come chiming in if you don't know what we're talking about, Faith. Rogue 1677, not really for the 6, since I like the new cast, and it's good, though weird choice for a 3D screening also. It is a little strange. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, Rogue One. There goes Timmy, wrote Nicholas Bag. Look at, yep. I mean, there's always, who doesn't enjoy a good battle royal? I would have to say, though, of the new trilogy, Scream 5 and 6 definitely have been good. I know not a lot of people are big fans of these, like, modern rehashes of old franchises, but I've been enjoying what they've done with the Scream movies, and I think they'll stick the landing with 7. I haven't really appreciated the increase in gore and violence and the brutality of it all. Oh, thought Shinsei was gone. What do you guys think of this guy's leather outfit? It's really nice. Rogue 1677 wrote, "Saw well good in 4K, better than the original Blu-ray. It was so bad, I don't know why it was so bad. Hell, it wasn't the original print for Saw 6 on Blu-ray. It was a 2-disc set. I actually have Saw on Blu-ray and in a Blu-ray set, and I have the 4K. I didn't think the Saw 4K was that bad. It's just that I guess people were expecting a little bit more, and some scenes are a little bit like overexposed, but it's still pretty decent. Nicholas Vaglicker wrote, "Scream is a god tier horror movie, 100%. It's one of the best." Rogue 167 wrote, "Looks badass. I like slashers." Yeah, no, slashers are one of the best horror, genres of film. Obviously, they were big in the 80s, but they still go. I would obviously classify the Saw films, though, as like torture porn. Why is Austin even in this match? Well, because he had nothing to do tonight, Nick. They canceled his match, so he's just in there. His face. Uh-oh. That was a clean ass dump, too. Oh, nice. Get back in there. He wanted to watch and relax also. Oh, yeah, he always does. uh, oh, I love Chad Gable. Them and Imperium have a great storyline going on right now. Kevin L asks, feeling a buzz yet, John? A little bit, a little bit. I had to cool down a little bit. I'm not putting as much gin in as this time as I was last time. Last time, stomach bothered me after, and I'm trying to avoid that. So, trying to just keep it paced nicely. Just stay relaxed, keep the edge off, enjoy the show, enjoy the chat. You know how that goes. So that's trying to keep it clean tonight. Nicholas Vaglik, I wrote, Cross needs a rewrite and will be great. I agree. He definitely does. Rogue1677 wrote, I'm sad they took out my favorite music video, and it was the Coke Studios, and I'm sad they took it out of my pre-show. Yeah, they did. You noticed that, right? It was amazing and beautiful and kapop. I agree. I'm buzzing good, John. Keep it up. Yeah, I'm thinking after this match, I'll go refill up the glass, and we'll start our rundown to the end as far as drinking goes. Hopefully everyone else. I don't know what you're doing at the theater, Rogue One, where you got a nice cold soda pop sitting next to you while watching the movie. Jeez, he's so big. That's ridiculous. This guy can grab you by the head and just toss you aside. These are grown men in this ring with him. I'm telling you, this guy is so good too. Oh. The crowd loves this man. Telling Freddie sent you. I went to Alamo Draft House, and you can order food and beer. I've always wanted to go to an Alamo Draft House. I hear people on podcasts talk about it. Don't got one out by us. You know, you can now that they started, actually you can order beers for AMC's. It's pretty cool. So I've been bringing like a beer into the theater with me. You can get just a drink or whatever you want. So it's kind of fun. You can drink at the theater now. That's the only way. That's the only. Look at how he just tears the apron off like a freaking animal. This guy. Oh my god. Just drinking my AMC Sprite. Okay, cool. Rogue One. Hear the crowd. LA Knight. Yeah, Nick. They love LA Knight. So now that goes against what I was expecting. I expected LA Knight to eliminate him last. Wow. Oh, didn't like that. Used his finisher. At least they're giving Miz something to do. I like that. AMC has a nice bar. Yeah, I'm happy that telling Freddie sent you that they got a nice bar now. AMC, get a beer. They had the Samuel Adams like summer beer that was pretty good on tap. I enjoyed that a couple times. Just while you're watching the movie, you enjoy a drink. Feels classy. You're in a classy place like an AMC. What'd you expect? And you got eliminated by night. Rogue One, gotta go. Have to get going. The previews are starting. It is getting packed. All right, Rogue One 677. Enjoy the movie, buddy. We'll talk to you later. Nicholas Miz got hit the lottery. Yeah, he did. There goes Miller. Sheamus, the guy who's closest to my skin tone. Well, these two they got beef. Dude, Bronson Reed. Holy shit. That's a big man. You too, Rogue One. You also enjoy your evening, buddy. AJ's still on there. LA has to win this. There's nobody else in here worthy of the win. Although, Bronson Reed would be cool to see win. That's what I expected from Chad Gabriel. All right. All right. You got him in the cross. All right. Classic spot here. There you go. Oh, he did it by himself. Now that's awesome. Yeah. That's how you put LA Knight over, is by doing stuff like that. Perfect. I'm not going nowhere. Hey, Freddie, I'm glad you ain't going anywhere. We got a long show ahead of us still, like at least another hour and a half. Oh, 100%. Oh, hello. I hope. What? Oh. Well, obviously, phenomenal forearms. Lele, you got to get down. These people aren't here for you. They're here for me. Okay, good girl. Oh, man. This guy hates AJ Styles, huh? Oh, very similar to the People's Elbow. I think we can all admit that. Beautiful dog. Thanks, buddy. She really is a beautiful dog. She's a good girl. I see you, Toilet. Okay, guys. Celtic Cross. No, that ain't happening. I guess I should have called this, seeing as how they're having a feud on Friday. Ooh. I think I know what's happening here. Okay, well, that's not what I was expecting to happen here. I guess this makes sense. What? Good girl. Good girl. Oh, there it is. All right. That's who deserved to win the Slim Jim Battle Royal. Yeah, it was a hell of a suplex, too. I got to admit. All right, guys, let's fill up our drinks and meet back here in 2 minutes, all right? Congrats to LA Knight.